dubbed unable to be killed, yet still just running through opponents' formations. I'm surprised that Renegade has 17 heroes now.
17.
I did not expect for him to not have played the Ruby.
Man, I remember when he had, in the regular season, he had like, what, 11, I think he had?
Then
And everybody
14.
was like, yeah, and everyone's like, whoa, talk about a hero pool. And right now, yeah, he brings out the Ruby in the roam here. So this could actually play a really good role in playing around the real-world manipulation of UA.
Something else to note, while the action is rather mum in the land of Dawn, check out Super Prince's talent. That is indeed
Brave
a
Smite.
Brave Smite on a Valentina, which again, all throughout the regular season, y'all know the story. Valentina, eat it Valentina. I think this is just him telegraphing that, hey, I'm gonna steal some ults and turn into different heroes that might need me to use the Brave Smite.
I could see that working. This, I don't know, have we actually seen this ever? Like before? Like, is this a new thing?
It's pretty new to me.
I was gonna say it's new to me, but yeah, it makes sense too because might be enough to extend the fight. Renegade taking quite a few hits here. Has to flicker out. They're gonna jump in. Edward goes in with a flicker himself, but now the breakout of the fight. Edward in trouble as King Kong gets the first blood. Still looking for more as well in the mid lane. Kirk goes down, but there's the clap back from Yue. But here's Super Prince. Does Yue get away? There's the flicker in. Not able to cap it out because of the shield through.
That is disrespect. Did you see how Super Prince got his real world manipulation before you did?
Yeah.
And all throughout, the beast just coming in, getting the job done, taking the turtle for Fnatic Onyx. I'm still not over it. I'm like, wait, why isn't you? Oh, it's because he's still at level 3.
Still at level 3. And that's, honestly, anytime there's a Valentina, that's always the, I guess it's the way of like showing the flex in a way because usually you get that level 4 early on.
Oh,
He's gonna go ahead and go with the defensive kick, but no!
What? Wait,
Flickers out,
no,
but he
no,
might be
no,
able to escape. Does he actually pull
way.
this off even
No
after
way.
the blunder? He still survives, Leo.
The bruiser walks. The bruiser walks. 9 out of 10 times you fail a flicker like that,
You're done.
you're done.
Not today for the bruiser.
You put your phone down.
Yeah, man. Good thing he didn't that time, but good that he gets out with his life. So things are still pretty calm and even here. Again, equal across the board, really.
3 minutes in, macro-wise, Aurora keeping up with Fnatic Onyx aggression. It's costing the Sonics, though. Given how deep in
Yeah.
Brusco is going with very little returns as far as anything on the map is concerned. Just 500 gold is what Fnatic Onyx claim from that, especially since they did score the first turtle. Let's talk about this gold lane matchup. Lunox versus Harith, the gold standard versus the next standard. At what point do you think the Harith is going to be, you know what, I don't care.
I don't care. Just fight you.
You jump in. Because look, Kelra is on a flicker. So he's the more aggressive one.
Yeah.
When is Domin gonna say, no, you can't do this to me, Kelra?
You know what? I think after what we've seen Domeng do throughout the playoffs, he's almost willing to go toe-to-toe with Kelra.
Immediately.
Yeah, flicker or not, or lead or not, or wherever he's at, I think Domeng has really gained a form of like confidence, if you will, throughout the playoffs. And he's just got so much better over the season. There's a toss-up through, real-world manipulation, and Kirk out of the picture so quickly. Turtle still for the taken here, started up by Aurora, and with Member down, looks like FNOP just gonna call it off.
Oh, actually, FNOP is going to call for Grand Theft Purple as King Kong takes away DK's purple buff, and now Brusco gets a kick.
Whoa. Brusco kicks again. He's been struggling, you know, this is the thing. He does survive most of the time, but now look at the top side. Kelro might be in trouble here, dropping down, hold on through. Still gonna be surviving though. UA doesn't have the real world inflation. So that looks like all they get here.
Well, I'll be damned, Joseph. You were right. As early as it takes, the next standard, Doming, Chan del Mundo, going into his first grand finals and his first world championship later on this year, is ready to step toe-to-toe with Kelra.
Man, between those two gold laners, you know, between the entire team, there's so many good points here of history, so many good stories leading into even now for the grand final, and then later on for M6.
And look at that gold lead now that Paulo Doming has got for himself. 600 up on Kelra. Even guy catches King Kong.
Oh, he's not going to catch him with the Spear of Alpha, though, but King Kong could be in trouble now. Soul Sever not going to be enough as he goes down again. Brusco going in with a kick. Mid lane is still the focus here. Super Prince holding on to the real world manipulation. Domeng, where's he going for Kirk? There's the real-world manipulation from Super Prince on the defense, so they're able to disengage.
The hunter becomes the hunted. Suddenly, Fnatic Onyx doing evasive maneuvers. Kelra in trouble, working on that tier 1 up top. Not gonna get stopped. Super Prince at the flank.
The Prince is there. They're going to go for Renegade. Renegade quite low. Already getting that brilliance out too. Domeng might give this one a go. Trying to find Kelra, Edward, and Yue joining the fight as well. But they don't have enough push on in. Meanwhile, on the bottom side, Demon Kite. King Kong gets payback as he picks up a kill on Demon Kite, and they'll pick up the tier 1 on the top side for Aurora.
Cross map feint by Fnatic Onyx Philippines. It does cost them a tier 1 up top, but a kill on Demon Kite, that's gotta mean something. Fnatic Onyx, so far, they don't look as dominant as they did all season long. It looks like now Aurora have their number. It seems like Aurora have figured out how to get into position first before Fnatic Onyx make a play for anything.
That's the thing, you cannot deny the amount of improvement that Aurora has had as a team, the way they've adjusted just in the playoffs alone, right? I mean, let's be honest, people were doubting them in the regular season, and now they're going toe-to-toe with the team that had the best record for the regular season. They're holding it together. Looks like they're gonna go for the turtle. There it is. King Kong, though, he'll clean up the turtle, but the fight's gonna break out. King Kong gets taken out. The spear of Demon Kite will be able to find a Super Prince, and they're still looking for more as Kirk in trouble, but they go in trying to turn the tide of the fight. They toss him over. Kelra's out too. It's a wipeout for Aurora.
At the cost of just the turtle, Aurora walk away with quite the bargain. I haven't seen Fnatic Onyx get wiped out like that in quite a while.
It's been a while. It's been a country minute, man, at this point.
I'd reckon longer. An Infinix instant replay here. Once again, started off strong. And I think just by the principle of being in position first and dropping your key spells before Fnatic Onyx can even respond. King Kong, dare I say, let loose. He got too focused on taking the turtle that the long term of that team fight, the outcome, the follow through, became an afterthought. And that's very rare in Fnatic Onyx.
Yeah, he went for that turtle, and this is going back to the question earlier here. Domeng's online, man. He's so confident. He's so ready to fight in these battles. But whether that's around UA's box and even UA himself, I mean, talk about his performance throughout the playoffs and what he did even yesterday. He's doing the same thing here in game 1.
He's just not online, Joseph. He's on lock.
He's unlocked.
He is cold, and he is a machine.
He's locked in.
2,000 gold now, Aurora. I'd reckon a good 1,000 of that is on Domeng. Alone.
Yeah, it's gotta be at this point. And between him and UA, probably.
Well, he's number 1 gold
There it
earned.
is.
Look at it. It's him and DK. So DK's been getting beat up, right?
Yes,
But still, that doesn't stop him from farming up. The fact is he's taking his side of the farm while King Kong is taking his time. Look, King Kong's just about to take a orange buff and a small camp. Look at Aurora's map. Nothing.
Nothing to take right now, and this Lord being up here, Leo, they're in a good position. Whoa! Renegade goes in with a pull! Utilizing the flicker, they're gonna go back with a final slash. Fighting into the real world relation. Everybody getting knocked up into the air, though.
Oh, no.
Demon Kite already down. They're gonna jump back on. King Kong gets a double.
Dear God.
Possibly looking for more.
No.
The fight was started by Renegade. Do they want him to get away? King Kong will start up the Lord after a big win for that fight.
And in just a flash, a 3-2 trade. Fnatic Onyx Philippines saying not so fast. Suddenly a conversion into a Lord, and now King Kong's gonna start stealing buffs. The beast has been unleashed. Here's the Infinix instant replay. How did that happen?
Renegade started that fight. He pulls him on in,
Blasted Brusco.
and then look at that final slash from Kirk. Really able, and they get
see it.
rid of the RWM.
That, Aurora gets knocked up, everyone tastes a fistful of Sever,
Yeah.
and that's an HP-based damage, ladies and gentlemen. The more you lose out of that, the more it hits you. That's why King Kong suddenly got a double, triple out of nowhere.
It's a cone, too, so everybody all stacked up like that, that's just easy pickings for any Suya.
Was that the hold or the I'd reckon it was a hold.
Had to be, again, that type of fight, Fnatic Onyx Philippines is going to feel good about it.
And because of that, King Kong now 1,500 up on Demon Kite. Next up on the to-do list for Fnatic Onyx, fix that whole Kelra Doming situation.
Yeah. At that point, though, I think they're happy enough with this slight swing. I mean, this Lord's going to be cleared up. You know, Rora will hold on to the base turrets, the shields, and everything else, but it shows that even when they were down, Fnatic Onyx Philippines is willing to go that fight.
Forgive me, my king, for speaking ill of you. It was not that you did not see through to the follow-up. It's just you were planning way ahead than my puny mind could consider. But, all right, forgive me if I can't let go of the situation. Renegade started the fight, right?
He did.
3 dudes died.
He did.
He didn't.
He did. Yeah, the Hitman got away. But yeah, he called that. And you know, you can't even, when you look at that fight and it started up by Renegade like that, that's a good move. But unfortunately, a big part of the damage was lost when UA's real-world manipulation was no more.
Well, 4 out of 5 times, it's the best move.
Yeah.
It just so happened that the 1 out of 5, Yue died, Doming wasn't ready to dance, and they got knocked out by the Lord.
Yeah.
And that was all for Fnatic Onyx to just take from. You were right, Joseph. It was all Yue, it was all Doming, and you take those 2 out of the equation, Aurora can't step toe-to-toe. At least with Fnatic Onyx, who is now in control. Up almost 2,000 gold, approaching the 12-minute mark. The next Lord spawning in the lower quarter, about 40 seconds from now, is enhanced. I'd reckon if Fnatic gets this, they're inside the base.
Yeah, they're going to be knocking around the base turrets for sure. You can kind of see, too, you know, getting a glimpse of the player cams, that Rora also probably kind of trying to reset after that. You know, trying to get mentally prepared for this next objective in about 20 seconds here. Looking at the items, though, there's a Divine Glaive picked up now by UA as well.
That, and the gap is closed between Doming and Kelra. So suddenly, this is just net gain for Fnatic Onyx.
Yeah.
It's just 1,500 across the board.
Across the board right now, too. You saw, even for Fnatic Onyx Philippines, they were able to pick up some key items. Malefic Roar here on King Kong, so if he gets another shot and a Soul Sever like that, or even the Queller, like it's going to do enough poke damage towards Aurora. You can see some of the pushing that King Kong's doing across the map right now, so the Lord up for grabs.
Quick tap on the Surge allows him to rotate faster than you can say Surge into the mid lane, clear that up, and get in position for the dance. Over the course of the past week, we've evolved from just shuffling into straight on dancing.
I was gonna say, we're back to the dance, right?
And you don't even need like a hero like Rafaela or Lolita or Estes to make this last. Like, teams are just getting better at controlling Lord's damage output.
It's definitely an evolution, I would say. You know, like, it's not the same old Lord dance anymore. It's a new tune.
It's a new era
It is a new era.
of MLBB, and these 2 teams right here putting on a showcase, a clinic for MLBB esports that are not playing. Here we go.
Press it. Brusco goes in with a kick. King Kong will get the Lord, but they look like they still want to fight. Brusco could be in trouble, just sacrificing his body. But Renegade will go for the pull on King Kong. They're still trying to hold him at bay. He's able to escape for now. Kirk goes with a final slash to disengage. A good usage of the final slash from Kirk.
The young buck coming in clutch, saving what's left of his team as Fnatic Onyx still secures the Lord, but just by the skin of their teeth. Almost look perfect if you ask me for Brusco's kick, but Aurora's so fast on the punish, and you think Fnatic Onyx can do better to like get back on track and say, you know what, maybe we have to choose our targets. Maybe whoever Brusco kicks, Kirk, you hit with the final slash. A -1 here in this situation would be best. Look at this. Look at the collapse. King Kong. Ooh.
He's going all the way around, looking to cut off.
They don't know. They don't know.
Domeng or someone. Final slash going to be used. King Kong waiting patiently. Domeng goes into the bush. Might be in trouble. King Kong will get away. Salmon Force going to be used already. Edward goes down. Trying to disengage here for Aurora. Renegade still has an immortality. Takes a shot from the Queller from King Kong. Kelra goes down though. Setups from Demon Kite comes forward. Brusco able to get away for now. Domeng might be on the hunt, looking for more. The trade, the 1 for 2. Again, King Kong with the Queller shot to keep Domeng at bay.
Final slash deterrent on cue by Kirk, the young buck, pushing back Aurora, giving Fnatic Onyx still a small victory. Again, 2 for the price of 1, but if it's the gold standard here, I'd still be a little skittish about that. I'm not too happy, but the map is blue, and that means the Sonics are still in control.
They're in control right now, holding on to a very small lead at that point. The items too, I mean, even for Kelra, you know, he's getting to where he needs to be. It's just, eventually these fights are going to break out into that push and pull, and we're already seeing a glimpse of it. The one thing that really stands out to me, though, for Fnatic Onyx Philippines lineup is how much options they have to either start the fight or disengage it. Like, they have so many things they can do where they can just stop Aurora from being overly aggressive and moving forward.
And that's what's explaining why that fight lasted the way it did. It was about a minute of push and pull and back. And I think as soon as Fnatic Onyx see that Doming dropped his Salmon Force,
Yeah.
that's half of the solution. The other half is the real manipulation, which caused that kill on Kelra. So if Aurora are able to hide the fact that maybe these ults aren't ready yet, or maybe we pop one early and then force FNOP to react a certain way,
Yeah.
then they can get back on track.
The old team fight dance.
Oh,
Briscoe using the conceal. It's going to be heard, going to be seen, so I don't think you get anything out of that.
10 seconds until another Lord spawns, lower quarter. Joseph, do you notice what old Super Prince takes?
Yeah, right now he's taking Renegades. He's got the Alma Fender, right?
Something tells me that might not be the best.
I think he just wants to. Does he still have it? Gotta get. Okay, he does still have it. He's got the I'm offended. He's going with that.
Maybe that's one way to force some ults from Aurora. But I'm finishing power, a little bit more oomph, some instant gratification. Find a way to get Edwards, get US.
He's going around the corner. There's the flicker in. They're going to be focusing on Kirk. Kirk's already out of the picture, and Brusco's going to be next. 2 down, but Super Prince on the backside already used it as well. Kelra popping out the damage on Yue. The Lord, it's going to go to King Kong. He's able to grab it and get killed. 4 down for Aurora, and a big objective for FNOP.
It was the right ult all along. A 2 for 4. Fnatic Onyx frontliners take the fall for the bigger picture, the greater good. And now Fnatic Onyx knocking in through their doors, mid and bottom.
Renegade in trouble. Immortality, but there's the Queller from King Kong again. And that's going to be enough to cap out the game as Fnatic Onyx takes the first game in the series.
Never caught slacking. Fnatic Onyx Philippines, some way, somehow, always in control. Despite the odds, despite the difficult situations, despite the swings in net worth. What do they feed these athletes in their boot camp?
I don't know, man, but talk about the patience as well for Fnatic Onyx Philippines. This is why they have achieved what they have up to this point. Great showing here. This was a very close game for the most part.
Could have sworn Aurora had it. The early was theirs. I wonder what our analysts of the Infamous Game combined think.
I was actually thinking the exact same thing. It looked really good for Aurora there for a minute.
Yeah.
Even in the fight they were supposed to lose, Onyx just kept going.
Yeah, it looks like that was a statement from both of these two teams. Drafting-wise, Aurora was able to handle the Lunox up until they couldn't. Kelra was struggling to teamfight for a majority of the game, and they were stopping rotations that Fnatic Onyx Philippines wanted to do, but then FNOP got the crawl back. This is going to be a more closely contested grand finals than a lot of people probably thought.
Yeah, and when it mattered most, you saw Kelra just dominate, kill Doming in the right time when Aurora was focusing up on Kirk and Brusco.
Yeah.
And just the last clash, King Kong, man. King Kong, the regular season MVP, the beast.
Yeah, that's why he showed he's a regular season MVP. He just stood there, he waited, was able to deal damage. The retribution of Demon Kite was early, and King Kong got it.
Absolute genius. And again, it doesn't always need to be Onyx Philippines in the lead, right?
Yeah.
They play from a deficit even in the exact same way, shape and form, and they actually take the wins.
Yeah, and one thing we have to talk about when it comes to King Kong here is that he was actually the long lane manager. They were playing a 4-1 split for majority
He was
of the
cutting
game.
top.
He was cutting top, he was cutting bot. Wherever the Lord is, that's where he's not, because he's clearing the minion wave away from it, and then he'll come join in the Lord fight. That shows the trust in the chemistry of Fnatic Onyx Philippines to tell their jungler, manage that wave, will manage the Lord.
Yeah, and it goes to show that the mobility of Suyo is just really unparalleled, unmatched. King Kong really doing a lot during this game, and even down to the third turtle, where in Aurora, you thought Aurora had the driver's seat there, they were in control. But during the first Lord dance like this, the kick coming in from Brusco and the counter attack coming in from Fnatic Onyx, which is too much. Luckily, the knockup was there from the Lord as well.
The knockup from the Lord helped, and there, early retry by Demon Kite.
This is what I was going to talk about. In the first 30 seconds of the fight, it looked like Aurora has won. Two,
Yeah.
okay, they look like they're gonna win. But what happens in the later parts where it's just Fnatic Onyx taking these kills at the very least, at
Yeah.
the very end?
One thing we have to discuss here is the Brave Smite on this Valentina. Remember, Brave Smite has that 5% heal with a skill hit happening every 5 seconds, if I'm not mistaken. But she also has her Primal Force passive, wherein if she hits someone that is lower level than her, she heals back 30% of the damage dealt. Usually, that's the EXP laner and the roamer. That's why Super Prince isn't afraid to poke in the front, because he knows that, hey, I have my Brave Smite, I have my passive, there's a good chance when I hit them with my skills, I'll be getting health back if I am brought down.
And I think he built the Blood Wings a bit earlier as well, making sure that you were able to stay in the fight longer, help out, primal wrap when you need to, and send for your team.
Yeah, and this was considering the fact that in 12-minute mark, UA was actually the highest damage dealt for the whole game.
Right.
So doing this up against that, that was amazing. So the play here for Fnatic Onyx was during those times, crucial clashes, it was really Kirk who stepped up, just making sure that the real-world manipulation wasn't really utilized during those crucial moments.
And we really have to give props here to Aurora, because their draft looks like it was played with the idea that Keller will probably end up with the Lunox. The last pick into the Ruby, of course, picking that into the Lunox. I get it now. Every team fight, once that real world manipulation is dropped down, Keller is almost always inside of it. The one time he wasn't was the team fight that Fnatic Onyx Philippines won right there in the end, where he was able to flicker Brilliance and then Shadow Assault in.
We were talking about like Kelra earlier off cam. We're talking about how his kit might actually be problematic after the Brilliance felt like quite vulnerable, right? But you know what? It didn't rely so much on Kelra. The team fights actually revolved more around Kirk getting a good set and
Yeah.
King Kong and Super Prince just giving the bombs.
Yeah, and there was even a time when Fnatic Onyx got the Lord and there was a supposedly counter-attack from Aurora, but Kirk with an amazing final slash
Yeah.
flicker
Yeah.
from Edward's Earth Shatter. That was so clutch.
Yeah, early on in the game, I could feel like Kirk was forcing a few decisions here and there, quite shaky. But then, I don't know, I think this is the chemistry of the super fan telling them, yo, young buck, chill out, relax, we got you. And then he was able to get that final slash to bring Fnatic Onyx Philippines in a little bit of a closer, more comfortable situation for themselves.
And again, it's always when Aurora just is about to get that
Yeah.
win in the team fight that it happens. So throw it over to a special analyst that we have here. Look who he is.
A surprise comeback performance coming out from the Super family as they take game number 1 against Aurora MLBB. Once again, welcome back to the Stand. But we're not done with surprises yet. As we introduce you, Coach Wolf from TNC. Coach Wolf, how are you doing?
Woo! Feels like home. Feels like home.
Do you miss it? Do you miss
I
it?
miss it a lot. And special thanks to everyone who welcomed me here as well. And to those who are howling today. So thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Now we are going to be talking about what happened in game number 1, and I need your professional insights on this. We have prepared a lot of statistics for you. First of all, now we look at the goal graph here. Wolf, I know you've been fighting against Aurora and FNOP for in the past few weeks. Can you tell me what happened in this game?
So if you're going to look at the composition that Aurora was, that Aurora deployed, it was a box type strategy with the Alpha, the Hyatt, which usually spikes around the 8-minute mark. As you saw, third turtle, we saw their dominance. They won that box fight. However, because of maybe the positioning coming out from Fnatic, they were able to bring it back. They were able to find, for lack of a better term, split pushes around the map,
Yeah.
which didn't really look like an actual split, but more of like a a macro win that they got from the map.
Yeah, it was kind of working in the mid game. Like if you look at the the power spike 8-minute mark, the highest net worth advantage that Aurora had was 2.1k. I think it's a it's a crucial factor as to why they lost their steam here, their momentum against FNOP. Because up against Harriet and Asui, I don't think it's enough, especially coming to the late game.
Yeah, the thing with Harriet as well as Alpha is you definitely need to get third turtle and then eventually the first lord for
Yes.
you to be able to control the game. But they lost the first lord, and I think that's where everything went badly for Aurora.
Yeah, it was very obvious as you see in the damage dealt comparison graph. Like, FNOP in the first few minutes, they weren't dealing the same amount of damage that Aurora was outputting from their side. But after a few minutes, especially after the second Lord, that's where their lineup composition went went angry. They were like,
Yeah.
it's their timing now, and they were dealing more damage over the side of Aurora MLBB.
Yeah. So I don't know if this is a bug, but nothing happened at 12-minute mark. But if you look back at the game, that's where you realize that Fnatic Onyx decided to avoid fights.
Yes.
Because they know that was the power spike of Aurora. You don't want to fight in Aurora's power spike. You have to just wait for your items. I think they were waiting for the fourth item or third item for Kelra.
Yeah.
For him to be able to burst it down like the Lunox bomb slash Ruby DD combo. I think they waited for that power spike, then they fought afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, it's very obvious. Like in a 9-minute and 11-minute mark, Fnatic Onyx were really avoiding Aurora MLBB here, and because of the fact that again, timing is a big importance in this specific game, especially on the side of Aurora MLBB. When they picked up the War Axe at the port 10, the Alpha was able to move around the map. 721 was the Feather of Heaven and Harriet, so that was the the key moment for Aurora MLBB.
Yeah, look at that. 12 minutes 20 for both Kingdom and Kelra. They will get their third important item, Lightning Truncheon for Kelra, so that when he jumps with a Ruby DD combo, you really, technically speaking, one-hit anyone on the side of Aurora. And then if you combine the Malefic Roar for King Kong, that's a lot of burst in the team fights.
Yeah, late game was very very big for FNOP here with the Malefic Roars, even the defensive items like the Twilight Armor, the Athena Shield, and also the Immortalities. They just didn't have enough damage to deal. I mean, Aurora MLBB didn't have enough damage to deal with the lineup of FNOP, especially on the late game. It was an amazing game number one for sure. And we are going to be witnessing more games in this finals. Again, it's a best of 7 grand finals.
We want a best of 10.
We want a best of 10, but it's just best of 7. Before we head on to game number 2, let's throw you over to Mara Aquino.
Dito sa MPL Arena, we got the wildest fans! Kasama natin dito mula sa Cebu Pacific ang ating mga organizers at ang ating mga piloto. O, di ba? O, introduce yourselves.
Hi, my name is Jem, Gold Lane, the Shoutcaster.
O, Shoutcaster.
Yeah, Paul Disciple, XP Lane Shoutcaster.
Carl, Shoutcaster, Jungler.
Ian Snoopmeister, the mid laner and team leader ng Blue Packers.
Carl Ignacio, EXP laner ng Blue Buckers.
Ralph Barbosa, Rover.
So we heard that Cebu Pacific held a tournament para sa kanilang mga employees. How did it go?
It was fun and enjoyable memories, no? Since September, 32 teams compete, but only one wins.
Only 32! Only one won, and that's them! Ito ang ating mga piloto na, okay, kamusta naman yung tournament? Kamusta siya?
It was fun and intense. Kasi kami sa rank game lang kami lagi naglalaro before. So at least nung nagkaroon ng tournament yung Cebu Pacific, na-share namin yung talent namin saka yung lakas namin maglaro.
Sige, oh, lakas ng Pinas, lakas ng Cebu Pacific.
Back-to-back champ nga pala kami dun sa Season 1, Season 2.
Best hero, ano yung hero?
Me, si Zushin, and si
Ay, nice.
Valentina.
Main hero.
Bene, tsaka Esme.
Edit, tsaka Minotaur.
So lagi bang nag-hold ang tournament ng Cebu Pacific?
Yes po. Every year, iba-ibang games din po yung esports tournament ng Cebu Pacific.
Ang galing naman sa pag lumilipad kayo, nag-ML din ba kayo?
Hindi ba? Bawal.
Bawal yon, bawal. Okay, ito naman, who are we rooting for here? Ang Fnatic Onyx Philippines or Aurora MLBB? Sino ang gusto natin manalo?
Let's go, Onyx!
Onyx!
Let's go!
Wow, okay. They're gonna be representing the country for M6 World Championship sa Malaysia. Sige nga, bilang back-to-back champ, anong gusto mong sabihin sa ating mga representatives?
For both teams, let's do our best and patunayan natin na Pinas pa rin ang malakas.
Pinas lang, malakas! And now, pupunta na tayo sa ating MPL playground with Odin. So sabay-sabay natin sabihin pasok, alright? 3, 2, 1, Odin, pasok!
We're back at the MPO Playground. This is your very own Odin. At habang nagaganap dyan ang Grand Finals sa loob, naganap din ang Grand Finals ng Infinix Fancy Cluban. Kasama ko ngayon ang very first Grand Champion, the Cavalry! Hello guys! Ayan, before tayo pumasok sa match ng inyong Grand Finals, ano yung mindset o nararamdaman nyo?
Masaya po, walang kakaba-kaba.
Coming from a sweep yesterday, na-sweep nyo ulit ang Smart Omega ngayon. So ano naman ang nararamdaman nyo ngayon? Anong overall experience nyo dito sa ating Infinix Fancy Cluban?
Masaya po na excited kasi kahit hindi kami masyado nakapag-practice, nakuha pa rin namin yung championship.
At ngayon, mag-uuwi kayo ng medal, ng inyong trophy, meron din silang GT20 Pro. At ngayon, gusto ko naman kayong tanungin kung ano ang prediction nyo for today's Grand Finals ng MPLPH Season 14. Sinong mananalo at anong score?
Onyx po, 4-0 po sa akin.
Fanatic Onyx po, 4-2.
Fanatic Onyx po, 4-2 rin po. Fanatic Onyx, 4-0. F-Love po, 4-0.
At alam natin kung sino ang sinusuportahan ngayon ng The Cavalry dito sa MPL Playground. Kaya naman, tingnan na muna natin kung ano ba masasabi ng iba pa natin kasama dito. Ano po ang inyong pangalan?
Ako po si Brent. Ako si Barry.
Sino ang champion nyo for MPL Season 14?
Of course, Fanatic Onyx Philippines. Sa score na 4-2. F-Love, 4-3.
Sino ang mananalo ng championship sa MPL S14?
Rora. Rora for sure.
Aurora. 4-3. Aurora.
4-0. Rora.
Oo,
Sino ang mag-champion sa MPL PH S14?
Onyx.
Aurora. Oh, magkaiba sila. Ano ang score prediction nyo?
4-1.
4-2? 4-1 in favor of Onyx, 4-2 in favor of Aurora. At narinig nyo na nga ang predictions ng ating makasama dito sa MPL Playground. Sa mga team bahay naman dyan, pwede pa kayong humabol dahil we have an Infinix Watch Party kasama ang paborito niyong talents na si Brigada at Burrito. Hatid sa inyo yan ng Infinix, kaya pumunta na kayo sa Pop-Up Katipunan. At hindi na rin ako makapaghintay kung ano nga bang magiging resulta ng ating Grand Finals. Kaya naman balik na muna sa inyo, guys!
There you go, our very own Odin, giving us the down low, downstairs in the MPL playground.
Yeah, happy for the Cavalry, able to win a trophy, their community trophy with the first ever Infinix Fancy Club.
Yeah, and they also got phones each.
Yeah,
One
and
each.
5,000 diamonds.
And 5,000 diamonds. So yeah.
If you've ever wanted an Infinix phone, maybe you should have played.
Why didn't we set up a 5-man?
Why didn't we set up a
Yeah,
5-man?
there should be a 9th team there, MPL Philippines Talents.
They're the winningest right now. Those are really good phones. So right now, obviously, we're very happy that at least you guys also get a chance to watch. And of course, don't forget to also feel the power with every tap from the smart app. Effortlessly manage your prepaid, your postpaid accounts. You can buy promos, you can pay your bills, and all of that is now all in one app. You can use that, scan that QR code right there, and unlock the next level gaming with your smart app. And of course, if you've ever wanted to experience the World Championships live on site, we also got you covered. All you gotta do is gather a 5-man squad and watch out for the Road to M6 that's happening on Nationwide Tournament. And more information is going to be available for that on the MPL Philippines Facebook page, YouTube, and TikTok. Check it out. And again, bring your friends, and you can get a chance to it's all expense paid. Your hotel paid, your hotel, your flight,
Food.
your accommodation, your food,
Everything.
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 All you just gotta do is just be there.
Yeah,
And win.
In Malaysia, by the way.
yeah. Because you gotta win
But
first.
you gotta win first. So that's all you need to do. Just win. And again, if you're like Mythic Glory 1,000 points, you're probably
Yeah,
good
you're
shape.
probably safe. You're probably at
Yeah.
least a grand final secured for that.
Probably
one.
take it,
Yeah.
right?
You know, it's cool. Like, I remember in MPL Philippines Season 4, like, the biggest theme there was all about, like, regional pride from
Yeah.
all over the Philippines. Now it's like we're going to do that again, but this time with a big prize of flying out with your friends to experience the M6 World Championship.
That's cool. No biggie. Like, it's just free tickets, no free hotels.
Yeah.
But just
And
kidding.
you get to
Obviously,
meet your idols also.
Yeah.
yeah, if you want to register for that, go to the MPLPH socials, okay? All right, so before we head to the next game, let's check out what's happening. We're also going to get a bit of a preview of one of the watch parties that are happening all around the Philippines and all around the world today. And that is, I think, at Infinix Watch Party in the pop-up in Katipunan, Renmar's favorite spot.
Before. That's his era,
his
bro.
era.
That's his era.
Okay,
okay.
good point. So we have a bit of a video showing what's happening there right now.
Hello, MPL!
Hello!
Wala man kami ni Burrito dyan sa venue ay never kaming mabubomo!
Dahil kasama namin ang marami Magingay!
Tama talaga namin ang suporta para sa ating mga kupunan. At kasama natin dito, ang mga Sonic!
Aba, siyempre hindi magpapatalo ang mga Rora!
Sobrang hype na namin dito, guys. Nakikita nyo naman. Kaya naman gusto naming pasalamatan ng MPL and its official tournament code, Infinix GT20 Pro, for mounting this watch party para sa ating mga taga-North.
Mula Crimson hanggang pop-up at sa iba pang mga watch party sa buong Pilipinas, let's hashtag experience victory like never before.
Sabay-sabay tayo, guys! Hashtag!
You know what's really cool about that? I will admit. I love it because that's one of the places I go to if I want to watch like wrestling, right? And there's a lot of crossover between wrestling communities and the MLBB esports community here in the Philippines. There are a few dudes I saw there like, I watched wrestling with those guys.
I know those
That guy
guys.
was acknowledging the OTC. So I love it. I love that in this season especially, we've been closer to the community ever than before.
That's true.
Even down to the grassroots. I mean, MDL, first off, finally has a regional qualifier. So we're just extending literally our reach to all around the country. So yeah,
And
it's cool.
And I personally love that all of those guys that you saw are both fans of Aurora and both fans of Honor.
Yeah, they're really not biased at all.
Zero bias whatsoever. We're heading into the drafting phase right now. We got blue side picked here by Aurora with a 64% win rate. I think that got bumped up a little bit since yesterday. And I gotta say, it does feel like they could do something about that. What about the first pick though?
Ooh, we all know Aurora though. Matilda's open, and they've been securing Matilda first pick for Renege, so let's see.
Sorry, it's actually banned out by Why Not.
Yeah.
Second ban.
Oh, again.
So it's Suyo.
However, this has a Fnatic Onyx Philippines for going for an early Harith. When you take out the Harith, it's a little bit better to fight. When you take out the Low Yi, excuse me, it's a little bit better to fight as the Harith. And at the same time, if I'm FNOP, they can just go ahead and steal away the Valentina as well. But FNOP, one of their best picks has been this Gata Kacha, and Eva's making a fierce comeback to the meta.
Becoming the mage of choice here.
Yeah.
For both of our teams so far in the grand finals.
And remember, Super Friends 4-0 with this hero going into this grand finals.
Okay, so right now, Aurora, they can actually secure one of the specialties of doming when it comes to the gold lane. Let's see. Because a while ago, he did pick... What did he pick again a while ago? He did pick a Harith, and this time I think he could go for the Moscow.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously the hero pick earlier for Lunox did the job, but it wasn't like what I was expecting as well.
Yeah.
There's the Harif, obviously a lot easier for doming. And on the other side,
Ooh,
this is what we're talking about.
Yeah, early Rafa pickup. This means Fnatic Onyx Philippines might actually have to commit a ban onto the Alpha later on.
Yep.
But then one hero that actually still pairs well with a Rafaela, and we haven't seen this combination yet, it's the Bane, which we've already seen Aurora dish out. And Bane into the Eve means that, well, both teams just don't want to fight under two big ultimates. It sets up for the Harith. So Fnatic Onyx Philippines have to watch out for that.
But there's already a Suyo for Demon Kite.
They
yes,
can't
excuse
combo
me. Sorry,
it.
I got a little bit too excited about that.
Unless Gold Lane Suyo.
No,
Just kidding.
I think
Just kidding.
Leo's
You
the
know
one
me.
who got excited with the Bane.
I like
idea.
the
Yeah,
joke
no,
around.
like I was playing ranked with Leo earlier, so you know. Okay, so they go for the Nolan here, strong burst pick. Usually with lineups like these, you will need one burst because you don't have the -1 crowd control. What you do get is the -1 burst delete. But Fnatic Onyx Philippines needs to layer their damage properly because if that burst doesn't get a kill, they'll just heal through it and then they lose the fracture of the Nolan already.
Again, if you have a Nolan trying to catch up, that's not a Nolan that you want to see. Right? We saw a bit of that yesterday where the Nolan fractures were barely scratching the opposition. So you're going to have to play up beat here early on.
Okay, if you take out the focus from Edward, I have a feeling, is this Rafaela really just like their response to the Eve and
Yes.
the Gata Kacha? It seems like it.
Feels like it, right?
Yeah, it's not really anymore just them setting up for, because I was thinking, are they setting up for something like an export
The
EXP
combo.
lane.
Right.
Yeah, but that's not gonna do well. They're gonna need something like a Terizla, something really tanky in their EXP in the hands of Edward, with the Edith gone and the playmaking Arlot's gone, Phoebus is gone as well.
Yeah. Terizla looks like the prime pick in this specific scenario. Hylos is not touched yet.
Oh, high loss would be okay. Actually, you just need another hero that can pack a
Yeah.
little bit of healing. That's another idea that you can go for, which also means that the Benedetta Revitalize might actually be open here if they really want to cut through the formation of Fnatic Onyx Philippines with the real world manipulation.
Ooh.
But however, again, that is risky because you're up against a Gato Gacha.
They were reading into it as well.
Yeah.
You know what? Benedetta. You talk about Benedetta. Who do we use to pair up with Benedetta before? Edward. Season 11, season 12.
Season 7, that's
Way
that
back,
far back.
way back far back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we call them Edward Salon. So right now, they still take out the Tigreal, so they're not quite sure if this Gatot Gacha would go to the XP or the roam, because we've seen it yesterday being flexed to the XP.
Here it
That's
is.
Flaptisi, and here it is.
We've been looking for this Matrix since game 1.
Yeah.
Finally makes an appearance here for Kelra.
They're running out of EXP laners that they can pick to actually build a big enough dent to mess with the Bea, to mess with the Eve. This, weirdly enough, needs to be an EXP lane that can deal a respectable amount of damage while being tanky. Problem is, they're up against a Gatot Kacha and potentially another formation-breaking set-up EXP laner in the hands of Fnatic Onyx Philippines. There's going to be a lot of pressure on the hands of Legend Zero, Mr. Consistent Edward in this one.
You're gonna have to keep in mind that the Eve as well is crowd control immune. So
Yeah.
You go to Rizla.
heroes like Terizla actually don't affect the Eve that much, especially in the clutch.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they have no choice, I think, at this point.
Yeah, they needed some tankiness. They get the Valentina for Yue. The EXP lane here, still flexible, is this Gatot Kacha. They can go for Show EXP, something that Fnatic Onyx Philippines has done before, or the Ruby for Kirk. See what they're gonna end up going for. You see them weighing their options right now, because I wouldn't want to go like Grok here. They can go Kacha Beatrix, actually. Since they already have the Gatot
Yeah.
Kacha, they can
Then
put the,
it's-
yeah.
And it's a good counter for Suyu.
Yeah,
Exactly.
lots of options.
So many options here, and again, that's why they're taking their sweet time with this one. Trying to
Yeah.
weigh it out. See who might need more protection, and who might, if they might go for a full-on engage.
Ooh! Whoa! Franco for Brusco.
Not what I expected.
Same idea with the Kaja.
Yeah, same idea with the Kaja.
Yeah,
Pick
that's
up.
suppressed. That's
Just harder.
That suppressed is actually going to be insta-locking onto the Suyo
Yeah.
100% of the time.
I think the idea with that is if they gave the Kaja would have had a chance to be able to still get away, dash away. The Franco, if ever Yue wants to get the ultimate of the Franco, he's stuck there. He will have to take damage.
Yeah, and I think at this point, just wait it up.
Yeah, the Beatrix Franco combination once again. I'm just excited how Fnatic Onyx is gonna pull this off.
We are on game number 2, ladies and gents, and the match is getting even hotter. Throw it over to Leo and Naisu.
The Bruiser bringing back an old favorite. There's the Franco. When was the last time you saw Franco?
Oh man, the last time. Honestly, I just think it's
Welcome
maybe
to
on international
Mobile
stage.
Legends.
I don't think we've seen him this season, have we?
This is another
Season
hero.
14? I think it's another hero added to the list here.
Still catching up, though. That's just me missing the utility jungler meta. Welcome to Game 2. It's the Grand Finals. Fnatic Onyx Philippines facing off against Aurora. Last game just lasted underneath 18 minutes.
Yeah.
So it was still a very manageable duration game. But now, with this new hero, I wonder if Aurora was ready for it.
I don't, it's a good question because I don't think a lot of people probably were thinking about this. I would have loved to heard. I know, you guys got a glimpse of Wolf is here. He loves to do his predictions. I wonder if he even predicted this because I think he's over on the Filipino stream. But with that being said, yeah, you're gonna have this kind of play a part, and it's probably so where you didn't want to give too many of those options of mobility to Yue because of the fact that he's playing the Valentina here again, and he's got some options now. What he wants to take. It could even be an Avatar of the Guardian, but at some point in the game, it's mostly going to be the real world manipulation himself. But I think one of the things here that could play to the advantage of Fnatic Onyx Philippines is, yes, Kirk on the Scatacatra. We know how good this hero has been, and the Revitalize. So that's always something that Aurora has to keep in mind, especially if they try to actually take out Kirk.
And it's going to be difficult to take out Kirk alone. If anything, it's Kirk who's going hunting, and Aurora who's constantly shifting their zone, shifting their box. That penalty zone, that salmon force, it's going to constantly change, and luckily they have the tools. I'm loving the heel man. I'm loving the Rafaela on Renegade. It's a very different flavor compared to how he was looking for fights with the Ruby earlier. Here, he's controlling the flow of battle. He's saying, all right, we heal up here. They can't come close. We're going to Holy Baptism over here. And with his first turtle up, let's see how Edward can reach level 4 first. And then maybe, hold up.
There it is. There's the hook, Iron Hook on Renegade. He flickers out defensively. Super Prince set up that box, still the fight for the turtle. UA's got his own real world manipulation. He's going to drop it down. Kirk taking a couple shots. Edward might still go, try to get the kill, has the passive, but there's Kirk. First blood in the hands of UA, plus the objective to Aurora.
That box is too mighty, and it's too large. Not only can they steal it with UA's IMU, but again, you have to consider the Zaman Force, you got to consider Edward.
Yep.
And it came into play, literally. You saw how, as early as Super Prince locked in the real world manipulation, King Kong had to think twice, like, I can't walk in there.
Yeah.
I don't have the damage just yet.
Not only that, but you saw how important the placement was for it, you know, where Super Prince set up. And it was just a little bit out of reach, right, around that turtle pit.
Just a tip.
Just the tip, basically, you know, and UA, he had the right positioning.
Well, again, that is knowing where Prince put it, so he had better information. Now going to the gold lane again, this was a interesting interaction in game 1. It was clearly dominating in the early, and then, oh wait.
King Kong, okay, he's gonna get out. Fracture gonna be used too, so able to escape that one. As you were saying about the gold lane.
Yeah, earlier it was clearly Doming who was in control from the first minute to about the 10th, up until Carolina was saying, yeah, I don't care. I'm a damage dealer and I'm a sponge.
I'm gonna go for it.
Take me. Right, but now, look at this. An old flame for a Kelra. Some people would argue he's the Filipino savage, all right? Let's call him that. And this plus the Franco gives him so much control over the battlefield. Like, you can't even sit in certain bushes once Kelra gets hot. Oh, no!
Oh, okay, they do flicker out, but good attempt, good try to catch there. FNOP gonna survive. But yeah, I think that's part of it. You know, as you mentioned, that combination between the Franco and the Beatrix, like, remember, there was a time, too, when we saw the Franco a lot, it was what, the focusing mark back then that was brought up a lot of the times when Franco was picked up more?
And that's when Bea was big.
Yeah.
That was, I'd say, 2022. Malaysia, MSC 2022, right?
Yeah.
That's when those
M4
two
as well,
were
maybe?
inseparable. A little bit of M4 as well. Check this out. The turtle trade for the orange. King Kong one step ahead. I think Fnatic Onyx are just letting us go, but making it hard for Aurora to secure it alone. It's a 4v2 situation.
Demon Kai will get that second turtle of the game, so they go through some trades. That's the plan for Fnatic Onyx Philippines right now, and if anything from the last game, you know, it shows that they're willing to play the patient game if they have to.
And I think that's what they gotta do, really. But step on the clutch when it's most important. The hook coming in from the
Big
bruiser.
hook with the flicker. Are they able to cap out the kill? Edward will flicker. King Kong, though, gonna jump in, gets the penalty zone, and it's too much as UA will clean up the kill. And Edward, with the body of Smith, able to survive.
Well, I'll be damned. US stole the fracture. US put it right underneath King Kong, if I'm not mistaken. The beast gets slain.
By his own.
Not by his own hand, but
By his own
tool.
tool, basically,
Dear
right?
Lord, and this is exactly what I'm saying. Aurora have to play it controlled, disciplined, but know when to switch it up. And boy, oh boy, did they switch it up well there. Was it not Brusco started with the hook?
It was, you know, and it was a good attempt because it doesn't get better than it doesn't get much better than that. You got the hook, you flicker to the turret,
and you killed the jungler.
Yeah, like, you know, so it was a good attempt from Fnatic Onyx Philippines, but Aurora definitely counterplayed it.
Just shows how in sync and how well accustomed and attuned their communications are. Being the newest kid on the block, Aurora, announced as the newest franchise in Season 14, are now in the Grand Finals playing like this, making the Thunder Gods sweat. 6 minutes and a half in, about 1,000 and change up ahead. Is it just me, or is Fnatic on it playing for Turtle?
This time around, they might want to get this one, unless they just keep trading objectives.
It's the last one.
Last one of the game. They don't want to. I wouldn't assume they want to give 3 for 3 to Aurora, but maybe they're also just saying we don't care.
Yep.
It looks like that's the case here.
They're going for the perp.
Yeah, it's going to be up. Oh, they get a call, though. They actually might try to make a play.
Whoa.
They're going to try to make their way. UA has the real one manipulation. He's going to get hooked by the iron hook. Demon Kite will still get the turtle, though. Brusco in trouble. UA's going to go down. They trade it out for Brusco. And FNOP keeping things together in the mid lane. The 1-for-1 trade mid for the roam. And I don't know if they're going to get more. Kirk not going to catch that Unbreakable.
That's a small side grade, and throughout that whole fight, it started off with Fnatic on it just catching up. That was King Kong pushing that top lane, and then making a beeline for the turtle fight. I mean, I think 3 out of 3. Great start for Aurora, but Fnatic on it not exactly out of it just yet. It's small little trades, you know? For every big haymaker from Aurora,
Yeah.
Fnatic gets like a body shot.
And I think that's why you really have to kind of look at, once we get to these lore takes and everything else, the way that Fnatic will approach those might be differently than what they did for these 3 turtles, because, you know, the itemization as well is important to them. There's a Malefic Roar now for King Kong. Going to be working to take out some of the tankier members, and so far that's been Edward on this Terizla. They got to be able to cap him out, and they know they have to work against that passive too that keeps them healthy, plus heal man. So that's a lot to deal with if you're
And
FNOP.
that, I think, is the fact of the matter. Something that we don't really mention much. The fact that Renegade is controlling exactly where Aurora can go and how much of them Fnatic on it gets their hands on. He's at the center of every single rotation.
Yep.
He's just a stone's throw away from Doming, a little bit from Yue, and then DK, the smiling demon. He's having a great time. Just, all right, I'm gonna rotate, I'm gonna clean up.
Oh, we might see some 1v1 here.
Uh-oh.
Now King Kong doesn't want to fight it off yet. He's still behind. You know, he's a couple levels behind here at this point. Itemization-wise, too, he's probably just down maybe a half item or an item or so.
Which I think is accurate, because last time I checked, the beast was down about 2K.
Ah,
That's tough.
that is tough. Tough place to be.
Whoa, whoa.
Again, the play coming out from Brusso, gets the hook with the flicker, and he finds Renegade. Perfect target, still going back. There's the jump. Avatar the Guardian won't be able to find anybody, but they're looking still for more. Edward, UA drops down the real world manipulation to keep Fnatic on it at bay. But this might be a window. They're going to start with the Lord here.
Small victory for Fnatic Onic, picking off the Hitman. Now it's a 5v4. Doming taking the top flank. I don't know if Fnatic knows. Lord down to a 1/5 of its health.
Kirk not going to be able to get the flicker. Oh, Domain goes in, forcing King Kong off the Lord. They're looking to take it, and Demon Kite will get it off the play. They're still really low. Kirk, though, looking for more as Domain falls, but Demon Kite picks up Super Prince. Kirk next on the chopping block as it's a double for DK. They get the Lord and they get some kills. Now, momentum for Aurora.
A kill on the next standard is definitely something to celebrate, but if it comes at the cost of Kirk and Super Prince, I don't know if that's just a fadeaway punch, a sucker punch in a retreat anyways. Here's an instant replay brought to us by Infinix. I think they gave too much to Demon Kai, man.
Yeah, that was a great forward positioning and idea from Domek too. You know, coming up from that angle more on the top side, enough to just force King Kong off. The Lord allowing that small window for DK to come in and actually get it, that was a great play. And so they'll further themselves, like getting these turrets now, give them that advantage to move around the map. Lord's going to be worked on pretty quickly, but FNOP looks to hold on to as much as they can, and it looks like they might actually hold on even to the tier 1 and mid.
Fnatic, Onyx, so fundamentally sound. They understand the economics of the trade, these neutral objectives, these kills even, I'd consider they thought about. If we're willing to do this,
Yeah.
so that the Lord only marches up to here, I think that's sound math to me. If I give up 2 bodies to protect tier 2 and tier 1 in mid, by all means.
Especially if they can keep it together for the next Lord fight eventually when it comes up. And you know what we haven't seen so far?
What is it?
A big AOG yet. An Avatar the Guardian landing on multiple
Kirk
members.
tried. Kirk tried. I think that's one of the things you really get when you invest in Rafaela.
Yeah.
And so far, Renegade, I'd say
That little speed boost is enough.
he's about 3.5 of the fifth's way to getting a full payoff. It's good, but really we haven't seen much of a flicker holy baptism, re-engage off of a holy healing. That's what you're looking for. That's the money with a Rafaela. Look at the damage dealt here by Super Prince, the monster mage. I think the only thing that's making this more of a deceptive stat is the fact that Yue's timing is off the charts.
Yeah.
Yue is straight up mutant levels of reaction. He's waiting for the real manipulation. All right, 2 seconds later.
Yeah. Just like
Pops.
that. That's the sound. And you know, you gotta.
It's more epic than it sounds.
It is. But you also, what else is epic is the fact that Super Prince is undefeated on this Eve.
So he's
As
just
Brent
protecting a
mentioned.
record.
Yeah. He's playing for that record to keep it at 100% right now. Picked
Edward?
it up 4 times, I believe, throughout the playoffs. UA as well. Locking this in, wants that real world manipulation for this lord to come up. You saw that too. So the Sea Halberd was picked up. They've got that available to them to kind of deal with the heel man here.
It's the gold standard that Fnatic Onyx are waiting on. I'd reckon King Kong understands the situation. King Kong is aware. The beast has to choose his fights very carefully. Now the Lord Dance has begun. Lord now at 3/4 health. Upper quarter spawned. Kirk looking for a taunt.
Gonna go for the reset. Penalty zone gonna be used by Edward. They drop it in. A flicker already gonna be committed, and they disengage after seeing both those real world manipulations drop down, but Religion will get taken out. And this might be the opportunity. Kirk doesn't have the Avatar of the Guardians, but they'll set up around the Lord.
Hitman gets hit with a double tap. Kelra plus Super Prince. Enough damage to pop the Rafaela. Now it's another 4v5. Remember, the last time this happened, Aurora scored the Lord. I wonder if Fnatic Onyx can fix that now.
Edward gonna hold up the front. Kirk as well. Edward less than half health. He's gonna jump in with the penalty zone again. Edward goes down, and Demon Kite gets the Lord again, keeping Rora their hope alive for now. They'll disengage from the fight after losing Edward.
Universal truth. Suyu with a 7 retribution, already very difficult to contest, regardless of who started the Lord Dance. Add on top the world-class talent of a Demon Kite, the Smiling Demon, the very first MPLI champion that the Philippines ever had back in 2023 in Jakarta, Indonesia. Come on.
Come on.
Come on, even the Beast has to consider the fact that, given he is down a large amount,
Yeah.
still that's a perfect combination. They were down a man, Joseph. They were down a man.
They were down a man, and look right now, Demon Kite looking to hunt down the King of the Jungle,
Oh,
King Kong.
no.
DK versus King Kong. Looks like he's just gonna go ahead and wave off. Be like, yeah, I'll clear this out. Let them do their thing here. So Lord's already taken care of. What does Rora actually get off this Lord take? Oh, there's the pull again. Iron Hook gonna be able to find Domang. And Kirk goes in with a massive Avatar of the Guardian, and they collapse down. Edward on the run has Renegade speed to help him out. Demon Kite will get away as well. So even with the Avatar of the Guardian hitting 3 members, they only get 1.
I couldn't name a more perfect target. It's not like there was anything Domin could have done. He has a flicker. And I think it was a 3 or 4 seconds cooldown when he got hit by the bite and the hook by Brusco. So that was a random penny that they just played. Oh, look at this.
That's kind of how it is,
It's a
though,
lucky
right?
pickoff.
That's Franco, though. Like, think about all the times we've seen Franco in competitive play.
But it's not as simple.
It's that one hook.
It's the one hook factor. And the Fnatic Onyx, because of that kill onto Doming and how well they've taken care of the map, have nullified Aurora's gold lead. They're up now by about 500 gold. See the massive difference between Kelra and Doming. That's what I was telling you earlier.
Yep.
Despite what's happening between Demon Kite and King Kong, as long as Kelra hasn't died yet, and they keep feeding kills, sacrificing.
Yep.
Blood for the blood god, for the gold standard.
For the gold standard.
He's gonna get there.
It's already there. I mean, look at the gold difference right now, and this is really what you're talking about is that, what, 2,000-ish? Almost 2,000?
And the question is, who's gonna find him? Who's gonna get him? Is it gonna take another Domeng flank? Is it gonna take Demon Kite show himself early so that he just bullies Kelra into a kill? It's difficult. There's a lot that Rafaela can do.
The difficult part of it is Kelra so protected with this lineup.
But not the dive Beatrix like this.
Yeah.
Not the dive Kelra.
And now look at this, he gets the wind of nature. So it's even more difficult because even if you get in range of your Aurora to get to Kelra, he's going to be able to move. I mean, we've seen a preview of his mechanics so far.
And that's to protect him from Demon Kite. One of the easier ways to get at him. But if he's just standing there, him versus Doming, him versus Yue is another story. Yue and Doming would have died from a Wesker shot
Yeah. At this point,
before anything happened.
I think they're going to play into the Iron Hook here once again. And it looks like Aurora wants to go ahead and just allow Fnatic Onyx Philippines to go ahead and play into this the way they want to.
The ultimate tempo breaker. The ultimate format of a formation breaker. Look at this. Bluestro showing himself. Kelra also visible. But one thing Aurora have good is their bush control. They're controlling the river brush, making sure that the pixel brush is safe. But look at the pressure Fnatic Onyx is done. They're going coast to coast.
This is what we've seen King Kong do time and time again. He'll play the map at a macro level that some junglers don't do. He's going to get in time here for this Lord. RWM set up by Yue. A quarter of the health on the Lord here. King Kong joining the fight. Kirk won't land the Avatar of the Guardian. And Super Prince firing back with Doming will get the Lord before he's taken out. He's down. Edward goes down next. And they're on the hunt. Fnatic Onyx Philippines, they have to deal with the Lord again as two fall for Aurora.
And now, I think, for the first time in a while, this is a trade that Fnatic Onyx are happy to take. Whoa, King Kong bursting down.
Oh, he's gonna-
DK!
King Kong does it again. How many times have we seen him do this? He'll take that 1v1.
The beast devours the smiling demon. A shutdown kill on DK. And now, despite having a Lord, Aurora are up against the ropes.
4 members of FNOP in the base with Renegade and Yue left to their own devices. They should be able to defend, but the base turrets will be worked on. They hold on to one in the bottom lane. And Kirk gonna jump out defensively here. But man, what a swing for Fnatic Onyx.
It was a long time coming. I'd say it was a spring, just coiled up, coiled up, coiled up until it just gets released. And the fact that King Kong held out, King Kong was down about what, like 1,000, 2,000 for a while? And it was just the threat of Kelra keeping Aurora honest. And now suddenly, he's up 1,000.
Man, we saw this just in the previous games throughout the playoffs even. If you've just been watching King Kong alone, he loves to do that. He loves to play these side lanes and put pressure enough. And then either he'll join those fights for the Lord takes or he won't. And you have to respond to him.
He just makes you acknowledge him. And now, Fnatic Onyx are forcing Aurora to acknowledge their threat of taking the Lord in about a minute and change. Upper quarter of the map, this long lane has to be worked on again. We talked about how King Kong keeps doing this, how King Kong is so good at working the long lane. Now he has to find a way to get back around there and then force a response from Aurora. Ooh, by the way, right now he's going full on Ube. This
I
is
was gonna say, yeah.
Ube Aurora right now.
Playing around Renegade 100%. Looking at just the formation that they're rolling with too. And that's the thing, they have to kind of keep their head on the swivel. Even if they have this movement speed buff from Renegade here, Kirk was looking for the jump earlier on.
I think what makes that jump something that Kirk has to hold on to is the threat of Edward. Mr. Consistent.
Yeah.
In that last Lord fight, it seemed like he had it. But he got bursted down so quick by Kelra that he didn't even get the pop his ult.
Yeah,
so if someone come out, what?
That's a huge iron hook. Edward, as we were speaking of him, will survive.
He spent his flicker.
He spent his flicker. That's good timing,
It's what you
though.
gotta do. It's what you gotta do.
The Lord's
Impressive.
up.
Impressive how we got away. Unfortunate that he can't use it offensively.
Yeah. Good that he stays up, but now this Lord, and FNOP knows this. That's a minor advantage for them as they approach this fight. And we're getting in that territory now where these items, potions, and everything else will be picked up. So they're going to go ahead and stand this off. They know Edward can't force that penalty zone the way he probably wants to in this fight.
It's an honest engage from Mr. Consistent, and that's why Aurora.
Oh!
Full on Ube. There's a Purify. It's a flicker out. It's a dash out. Is he gonna break out?
I don't know. King Kong limit testing there. Queller shot. Kelra lines it up as well. He's going to find Renegade. Look at the backside, though. You is going to be in trouble, and King Kong will pick him off. He's going to go straight for the base. King Kong doesn't care.